Hello everyone and welcome back to Catholic Wisdom. I wanted to very simply thank every one of you who have subscribed, who are supporting the channel, who have been watching the latest videos, in particular the one about prayer and the one where for the first time I started this new series called Searching and Finding with my friend Jordan Parsons. In this brief video today, I'd like to talk about prayer again, specifically about my personal kind of prayer. And the way I, typically on a daily basis, go about my prayer. I have a sort of prayer routine. It's not always the same. I think that's difficult to achieve, but there is a certain structure. There's some method to the madness. And my general structure is that I tend to pray one time in the morning and one time, especially in the evening, is my longest prayer at home in two parts, in two moments. The first part, the Ignatian Examen, for the examination of conscience, and I will dedicate one particular video about that only to really go deeply into that type of prayer, which is really beautiful, where in short you review your day together with God. And the second part, praying with the liturgy of the hour, which is a very ancient tradition, Catholic tradition, that is prayed with the breviary. And so given that these prayers of the liturgy of the hours are standardized for all the Catholic Church all around the world, this is the only prayer that has the value of liturgy outside of the church. You can pray it in the privacy of your home, by yourself, in a room by yourself, and that prayer still has value of liturgy because you're praying it at the same time as all the rest of the church in the world, not counting for time zone differences, but as a prayer has the same power of liturgy, of the liturgy. So not only that, the reason why I like it is not just simply the structure, because the structure is obviously a recommendation, an encouragement, especially for the clergy. If I was a priest, I would need to pray at least 7 times a day using the breviary. And these moments in the day, they are still based on the ancient division of the day in different times back in the Roman Empire, so even before clocks were invented, basically. So the liturgy of the hour divides each day in 7 specific moments, and what I try to do every evening is to at least pray one of these 7 moments, which is the longest prayer, which is called the Office of the Readings. And the office is a little bit longer because it includes some psalms, selected psalms, just like all the other hours. And in fact, the liturgy of the hours is very much based on praying with the psalms, which, as we know, is the prayer of Jesus, that Jesus used in the gospel as well. And after having prayed with the psalms, there are at least 2 long readings selected from some of the best writings of the fathers of the church or from the Old Testament. And I have to say, some of these are amazing. They are absolutely stunning and fantastic. I copy them into my journal. I look at them again and read them again because they can be so deep. One example is something that I found just yesterday, which is a comment by Pope St. Gregory I, St. Gregory the Great, to the book of Job. And I just would like to share with you briefly just a portion of it where he talks about the importance of authenticity, the importance of honesty when speaking. And here it is. It is the wisdom of this world to overlay the heart with inventions, to veil the sense with words, things that are false to shew for true, what is true to make out fallacious. But on the other hand, it is the wisdom of the righteous to pretend nothing in show, to discover the meaning by words, to love the truth as it is, to avoid falsehood, to set forth good deeds gratuitously, to bear evil more gladly than to do it, to seek no revenging of a wrong, and to receive an offense for the sake of truth to be a gain. Receiving an offense because of your defending the truth, to consider that as a gain for ourselves. But this simplicity of the righteous is laughed to scorn in the world, in that the goodness of purity is taken for folly with the wise men of this world. I love how when the fathers of the church go back to this very ancient concept of this world and the spiritual world. The world that we are in is not the world that we are of. For doubtless everything that is done from innocency is accounted foolish by the world, and whatever truth sanctions in practice sounds weak to the mundane wisdom. The mundane wisdom. You can get ahead in life very, very easily by lying, by hiding your emotions, your true feelings, your true thoughts. I have one particular experience that I can share with you that comes from many, many years ago in my workplace, where, and I'm saying many, many years ago, I was working for a company that was good, but in this good company, not all the people were good. So I'm coming out of a meeting with a client, and two co-workers or employees, and myself are commenting on this particular meeting. And these two people are suggesting that we should not tell the truth to this client about a very important thing. And I made a comment. I just felt like commenting and saying, are you suggesting that we just lie to this client? I don't understand what you're suggesting. And their reaction was a smirk, both of them, like a sly look with their eyes, and a smirk like the smile of a fox. It reminded me of Pinocchio, the cat and the fox. And this really hit me. It hit me very much because I still remember that moment, not having much to say aside from discouraging that, calling myself out, and not accepting that type of behavior. But this is precisely what St. Gregory the Great was referring to here. And not only in terms of our interactions with other people, but maybe even most importantly with ourselves. The more authentic we can be with ourselves when we are by ourselves in a room, in our thoughts, in the things that we do, and which means basically with God, the more sincere and authentic we'll be able to be with others. Is it easy? Not for me, for sure, but it's certainly the right thing to do and the good direction to go into. So having said all this, what I would love is to ask you, if you feel like it, to share with me in the comments the ways that you feel more comfortable praying with, even if it's simply being in nature, meditating in a walk in nature, or sitting in church when there is no mass, you're feeling better in that moment, or whatever you feel more comfortable with. I would love to hear that and compare that with my own experience, which is, as always, a little bit of a work in progress. Thanks for now, and we'll speak soon. God bless you.